Lady Reddzz here from 93.9 WKYS, and I am sitting next to the beautiful, talented Phylicia Pearl Mpasi, NAACP Image Award winner. How does it feel, friend?
Oh, it feels amazing. I love being back home.
You love
93.9 WKYS is my station when I was growing up.
Did you? I was going to say, so
Yes.
you know, I'm from around the way too. I went to Blake High School.
Okay, I went to Good Counsel.
Yes. So how does it feel to have grown up in the DMV, right? To go on Broadway? Actually, let me back up. To be in your mama basement on YouTube. How does it feel to go on Broadway, to be casted in The Color Purple? Okay, you auditioned for the adult Celie and you didn't get that role.
That's right.
Walk me through, friend, because they told you were the choice.
Yes.
Okay, for young Celie.
They originally told me no, audition
Okay.
for older Celie. And what really the story starts, I was in Africa burying my grandmother. We were in the Democratic Republic of Congo.
Okay.
Yeah, and she passed away, and maybe I knew, or I just decided to say that her passing away means that there's work that she can't do on this earth for us. So she had to pass, and something big is going to come from this. This is my way of coping with it.
Yes.
And I was lying on a bed, and I remember just hearing, literally Google The Color Purple auditions. I was like, what? Okay, sure.
Remember,
so
I was speaking to you, friend.
Truly speaking to me. So I went to this website called Actors Access where they list some auditions on there, and it just so happened Color Purple was there, and that's very rare for a movie of that kind of caliber. So I submitted. I asked my agent. I was like, "Hey, I'm just gonna send my tape. Can you make sure they watch it?" They said yes, and then come back. I did a couple of rounds, and they're like, "We really like her, but she's reading a little too young, so it's gonna say no."
So, speaking to that, did you feel defeated in that instance? Because a lot of times when we feel like we are called to do something and God be like, skirt, wait a minute, our ride is kind of redirected. How did you feel about that? Because average person might have given up.
I think because I had been told no so many times in the past, I was kind of like, okay, but something in the back of my head said you're going to do it. And I was thinking in my head, someone's going to turn it down. They're going to cast somebody, they're going to get something better. Or I'm going to go on set as an assistant. They're going to hear me singing and be like, you should be the part. Let's figure something else out. And it was a casting team that I'd been wanting to get in front of for a long time.
Wow.
So I just was like, okay, at least they're saying they like me. That's the feedback. It's not like she's horrible. Get her out.
So I want to talk about that confidence that you exude.
Oh,
I want to know, friend. I want to know because it's difficult in the industry, and I want to know, where does that come from? Some of us was born with it, and I feel like you were. But how do you walk in that?
I think it comes from my family.
Yes.
I come from a family of all women.
I love it.
My mom very much raised us, I feel like, to have a lot of self-esteem and to, know that we were doing a lot of hard work at home. So we should be in spaces that are great spaces. It was often told, you can do whatever you want, be the best at it or be the greatest at it. So I don't really walk into spaces unless I know that I'm meant to be there. That's part of the confidence. And then just knowing I can always come back home and having friends. And
we love you
here. Thank you. And just going through a lot and, always seeing that I come out on the other side. I often say there's something better for me on the other side of something. And
so let's talk about that. Let's talk about the other side and being on the other side, right? So when you were trying to achieve all of these things, did you ever feel any doubt of, how do I get here? Where do I start?
Yeah. I mean, when I first got The Lion King, the tour, I was in college and was cast in one main stage production out of 30. So I'm paying this tuition to go, only cast in one show. And the show, people that know theater, it was a ragtime. So they just needed Black people. So I was just like, I only got into the show because I'm Black. Okay. Got it.
How they be needing that Black girl?
And it was a white program. So it was I was one of 8 Black kids. They put us all in the show. And then I think what just happened, I just knew that I was meant to do it. Because often they say if you can do anything else except be an artist, do the other thing. But I think do everything else, and if it's still calling you, you're meant to do it. And that's what was happening. I had minors, I had other classes I could take, but this still would draw me back. Even when I left Lion King, they kept calling me back to come fill in. And when I wanted to I left kind of acting to be a TV writer. I wrote on a television show, then The Color Purple happened. So it's every time I'm trying to
and you did that role, girl. I watched it 3 times. And I want to talk about the self-doubt, right? Because oftentimes when we feel like something's for us and then it's not, how do Because this is just the beginning for you. Let's be
Thank
clear
you very
about that,
much.
because God's gift for you is something greater than you don't even know. How do you deal with that?
It's bigger than me.
Yes.
This is so much bigger than me. I have people from walks of the earth. I think the most beautiful thing that I hear is you make me think I don't have to follow a certain path.
Yes.
I can do what I want. And every step of the way, it's felt very anointed. I've never been in a position where I felt like I didn't belong there. Like getting everything in my life has been on the other side of something that I wanted originally, and then this opens up, and this is the thing that you know, inspires my life and inspires me to do other things. So I think the way that I move past self-doubt is knowing it's bigger than me, and one day I can tell this story and somebody watching is going to be inspired by my story. So I have to keep going.
I mean, I'm going to be real. I'm inspired by you, friend. That's what I call my listeners on the radio. I be like, friend, because they all my friends. I am inspired by you, friend. Because like, you're from the DMV, and you know, it's a lot of us out here doing our thing. Taraji P. Henson. How was it working with Taraji?
It was amazing. She walks the walk and talks the talk. She is all about empowering those that come behind her, because she has been through it in this industry.
Yes. Were you nervous?
Through it. I was I was like in the corner.
Like,
hiding.
oh my
Literally
God,
like,
what
oh
do
my
I
God,
do?
I don't want, like, what do I do? And then someone was like, that's young Celie. And she was like, oh my God,
Hey, Celie girl.
literally like that. And it was like I became like a little sister to her. And she still checks in all the time. I just got to see her this last weekend at the NAACP Awards, which was amazing. And she's such an advocate, and she really means everything she says.
I love that for you. And talk to me a little bit about the advice that you would give young women trying to break into the industry. Yeah, take a second. Friend, I know it's deep.
It's a lot. I think the biggest thing I would say is know who you are, know what you have to offer, because it's that special thing it's that special thing that's going to get you where you want to go, because you're going to tell them what they want before they know they even want it. You're going to walk in the room and they'll be like, oh, that's what we've been waiting for. We didn't even know. We didn't know that we were looking for that specific thing.
But we knew what we were going to give.
Yes.
And
so when you're so clear on it, it can only be meant for you, because it's exactly like you're walking in your purpose, and you're walking in who you are. And then you're telling them, you're going to pick me because I'm so clear on who I am.
Friend, that was so deep.
Thank you.
You need a show. I just want to thank you so much for sitting down, for doing the damn thing on film, on stage. So that is so magical to me, and keep doing your thing. We appreciate you, and we love you.
Thank you so much. I do it for the hometown.
Okay,
DMV. Yes. Thank you.
Of course.